Shri Guru Charanam Vande Ramana Prasthaya Bhutale Rupanuga Bhaktidam Cha Kripa Murti Narayanam Seva Kunja Vijay Ramya Govardhana Giro Sada Radha Kunda Rasanam De Tat Tat Seva Pradayakam Gurum Narayanakyam Tam Vande Vinoda Prishtakam Yat Parasmiti Matrena Damodara Prasidati Vanchalalpadrubhyascha kripa sindhuveva cha vaditanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha Nityananda namastubhyam premananda pradayine kalo kalmasanashaya jannava pataye namaha Sankarsana karanataya sayi garbhara sayi chapayabdi sayi shesha samyak sasakal nitya nandakya rama saranam namastu Namo Mahavaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratise Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriya Bhaktya Veena Parara Lakshay Kshiptascha Kamadita Rangamadye Kripa Mayitam Saranam Prapanna Vrinde Namaste Saranarabindam Vajhami Radha Maravinda Netram Smarami Radha Madhura Smitasyam Vadami Radha Karuna Varadram Tato Mamanyasti Gatir Nakapim Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare First of all, offer my Sastananda Pranam, thousand times Lord Sri Shri Paramaratham Guru Parvatmam Vishnu Parastotra Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj Shri Gurudev Secondly, offer my Sastananda Pranam, thousand times Lord Sri Rupanuga Gauri Guru Varga offer my Sastananda Pranam and thousand Guru Vaishnavas and Vaishnavas Jai Shri Nityananda Jayarasi. Read from Srila Guru Parabhadranath Prabandhavali, lecture that Gurudev gave on this most auspicious day. Srila Guru Parabhadranath is saying, once there was a barber who was going here and there giving out invitations. In previous times, barbers performed this task for families. If there was to be a marriage or a festival, he would go and distribute the invitations to everyone. And for doing this, he would earn a little extra money. But he would not go anywhere without his instruments, such as a razor, scissors, and a comb. Starting on his way, this barber entered a jungle where he saw a lion resting on the path. The lion did not attack him, but instead was merely lifting up its paw and licking it. At first, the barber was frightened, but then he thought, it seems that there is something stuck in his foot, and that is why he is not attacking. So the barber went a little nearer, and he saw that a very large thorn was stuck in very deeply, and due to this the lion was suffering greatly. Therefore, with the help of his instruments, the barber manipulated the thorn a little, and carefully removed it. Some blood had been coming from the wound, so he applied some antiseptic, wrapped the lion's paw in some medicinal leaves, and then left. 3 or 4 years went by, and then one day that same barber was mistakenly arrested from some very serious crime, such as murder. His case was brought before the king, who said, several days ago in the jungle we captured a lion. Throw the criminal into the lion's compartment. The lion will eat him, finished. For him there can be no other punishment. Throw him in. The barber was thrown into the lion's cage, and at once the lion got up, roaring. But as he came near the barber, he began to purr and sat down. This was the same lion from which the barber had removed the thorn. And after so many years, the lion recognized the barber and therefore did not attack him. The king said, "This fierce animal is not attacking him. What is this?" Then he thought, "Now I understand. Because I have made a mistake in arresting this man, the lion is not killing him. If the lion is not carrying out this punishment, then I also should not punish him." The king released the barber, showed him respect, and asked for forgiveness. Even in an animal there is so much gratitude, and Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says that Nityananda Prabhu's gratitude is just like this. For 1 minute that barber removed a thorn from the lion, and for so many years the lion remained grateful. That animal which is so fierce that it kills innumerable other animals and people also remain grateful for its entire life. And we see the same quality of gratitude in the life of Nityananda Prabhu. In Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami gives an example of how Nityananda Prabhu, being Bhagavan himself, is merciful to someone. He says that on one occasion there was to be a festival with kirtan going on continuously all day and night. Vaishnavas who lived both nearby and far away were invited, and they all came. Amongst them was an eternal associate of Nityananda Prabhu named Miniketan Ramdas. His nature was such that his mercy could not be easily recognized, but those who understood him could see it. Generally, if some dear person comes, one offers pranam, but instead he would hit someone with the flute, which he always kept in his hand. And that person would understand it to be great mercy. When he would place his foot on the head of someone, they would consider that there would be good fortune in their lives from that day on. Sometimes he would slap someone and say, "Where have you been all these days?" But those who understood knew that whoever he has struck today will receive the direct mercy of Sri Nityananda Prabhu. So the kirtan was going on, and when Miniketan Ramdas came, everyone stood up, offered pranam to him, and welcomed him. He climbed on the shoulders of one person, hit another with his flute, slapped another on the back. Tears were always flowing from his eyes, and he was always roaring out, "Nityananda Prabhu ki jai." The pujari there was somewhat educated, and when Miniketan Ramdas entered, while everyone else had stood and offered pranam, this pujari didn't stand, and also wouldn't speak to him. So laughing, Miniketan Ramdas said, "Here we find the second Romaharshan." Romaharshan Sutta was giving Bhagavad Gita. He was appointed as the official speaker of the Bhagavatam by Vedavyas. And that time Baladev entered into his assembly. And Romaharshan Sutta, seeing Baladev, did not get up to respect Baladev or welcome him. Then Baladev laughed. So, Supreme Personality of Godhead himself has entered the assembly and he's sitting on this Vyasasana and not showing any respect. What can he teach? And he took Kushagrass, and with the Kushagrass he touched Romaharshan Sutta and he died, left his body, killed him for that offense. So here, Miniketan Ramdas is saying, "Oh, he was laughing. Here is second Romaharshan." Then he became absorbed in singing the glories of Nityananda Prabhu. Everyone performed very loud kirtan, and when it was finished, Kaviraj Goswami's brother said, "You are always singing about the glories of Nityananda Prabhu, but why don't you sing the glories of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instead?" Hearing this, Miniketan Ramdas became somewhat unhappy. That man considered that there was some difference between Nityananda Prabhu and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But there are so many stories and glories of Nityananda Prabhu, and they are all related to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You cannot separate Nitai from Gaur. These two brothers are always in each other's company performing their pastimes. Wherever there is Gaur, you'll find Nityananda Prabhu. And wherever there is Nitai, you'll find Gaur. So that Mahaprabhu, he resides eternally in four forms. He's always eternally in four places. He's always there in the house of Sachi Mata. He's always there in the house of Raghava Pandit. Raghava Pandit is always feeding Mahaprabhu, like Sachimata. Mahaprabhu every day will come there and accept the offerings of Raghava Pandit and Damayanti Devi. Then the third place is wherever Nityananda Prabhu is present, wherever he is dancing, then Gauranga Mahaprabhu manifests there. The fourth is wherever Nityananda Prabhu, wherever Mahaprabhu's deity is present, then Mahaprabhu also manifests there. And also fifth, wherever Mahaprabhu's name is there, then automatically Mahaprabhu is there also. We can understand that Nitai cannot be separated from Gaur. They are eternally connected, eternally inseparable. It's like Radha and Krishna cannot be separated, you cannot separate Gaur and Nitai. Their pastimes are so integrated there. Even in Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself, when he's performing pastimes with Srimati Radhika, the Nityananda Prabhu manifests as a Nanga Manjari and serves there in Madhuri Ras. Why? Because Nityananda Prabhu's Shakti is Jannava Devi, and Jannava Devi is different from Ananga Manjari. So Nityananda Prabhu's Baladev is serving in all five rasas. So therefore they are inseparable. If someone is singing the glories of Srimati Radhika, then are they not also singing the glories of Krishna? Radhika is the dearmost of all to Krishna, and her service is the best of all. In singing the glories of Radhika, one must necessarily be glorifying Krishna. And similarly, if someone is describing the glories of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in doing so, they cannot but be glorifying Sri Radha and Krishna. Kaviraj Goswami's brother continued, such a person you are, all the time chanting Nityananda, Nityananda, and not glorifying Mahaprabhu. Always Nityananda, Nityananda. But he married, whereas Mahaprabhu took sannyas, leaving his home and family. Hearing this, Miniketan Ramdas broke his flute and left that place. He was so unhappy that he broke his dearmost possession and left. Why is criticizing Nitai so much? He's so unhappy. At that time, Kaviraj Goswami thought to himself, now something inauspicious will certainly happen to my brother. How can there be any auspiciousness in his life like after this? Gradually everything was destroyed for his brother. What do we mean by destroyed? His bhakti disappeared. By the mercy of saints, one obtains bhakti. But if those saints are displeased, will our interest in bhakti remain? No. Everything was destroyed for him, and he became an atheist. So Kaviraj Goswami thought, I will not keep company in such an atheist. I no longer consider him my brother. If one is not favorable toward Krishna Bhakti, then a friend is not a friend. A mother is not a mother, a father is not a father, and a relative is not a relative. I will not have any contact with him at all. Later that very night, about 3 or 4 o'clock, he made the decision to leave. And very unhappily, he went away from there. It's like when Mirabai wrote Tulsi Dasji about her predicament. She was married to this king. But she wanted to perform bhajan. Then Tulsi Dasji, he wrote back. He said, Vibhishan rejected his brother. Bharat Maharaj rejected his mother. The gopis, they rejected their husbands. Prahlad Maharaj rejected his father. And therefore, that which is favorable for bhakti, one must act in such a way. So then, ultimately, Mirabai, she also left. She left and she came to Vrindavan. So, it is said that Guru na sasyat, Sajano na sasyat, Pita na sasyat, Sajani na sasyat, Patis na sasyat na Patis na sasyat na Patis na sasyat napadet moche samabhetam mrityum. He said that Guru na sasyat na Sajano na sasyat. If someone cannot deliver their dependence from this ocean of material existence, then they are not fit to be a guru. They are not fit to be a relative. They are not fit to be a husband. They are not fit to be a mother. They are not fit to be a father. Rather, if they cannot help those who are dependent on them. Therefore, even Param Gurudev, you see, his brother, Odalami Maharaj, even though he was direct, had to Harinam Diksha, everything from Prabhupada, sannyas. But because he left Prabhupada's mission and went to the Bhakta Bazaar and took up that temple, then Param Gurudev rejected him. Or you have rejected Prabhupada's teachings, you have rejected his line, then Param Gurudev had no relation. We heard. And then he said, any of his disciples goes to their temple, then Param Gurudev also rejects. If they came back, then Param Gurudev said, oh, you'll have to fast for 3 days. Cut your sikha, cut your neck beads, cut your Brahman thread, take bath in the Ganga, take re-initiation. Then you can atone. This is the atonement for going there. Param Gurudev was so strong. And then, even later, after Odalami Maharaj, then he restored everything into Prabhupada's line. Ultimately, the Vaishnava said this was his desire. He ultimately went there only for that reason, to bring back the mats and offer them back to Prabhupada. But because he had performed that action of going against Prabhupada's teachings and everything for some temporary time, Param Gurudev never forgave him. Even after so many years later, Odalami Maharaj came there. Why Param Gurudev's Navadip Parikrama party would be going in good room. He has a big mat there, Odalami Maharaj. He would be walking by. Odalami Maharaj would come to the front gate with his sannyasis and brahmacharis to arti, offer his sastang dandavas to Param Gurudev. Odalami Maharaj would offer his sastang dandavas on the ground. Param Gurudev would not even look at him, would just walk by. Very, very strict. Guru Nishtha. Nishtha Nityananda Prabhu. Anyone who is Je Desha Nitai Nai, Se Desha Na Jabo. Nitai Mukha Jana, Mukha Na Heribo. That country, that place where Nitai is not there, I will not go there, Lord Chandas Thakur says. Those who are against Nitai, I will not even look at their face. So therefore, Kaviraj Goswami is saying here, I will not have any contact with him at all. Later that very night, about 3 or 4 o'clock, he made the decision to leave, and very unhappily he went away from there. Arriving at Jamatpur village, Kaviraj Goswami sat down to rest and began thinking, I cannot stay here. Where will I go? While thinking over his situation, he dozed off. Then Nityananda Prabhu appeared to him in a dream. In his hand was a golden stick. His form was very large and had a glossy dark luster. He had an earring in one ear, and his beauty was marvelous, just like Baladev's in Krishna Lila. He said, why are you crying? Why are you upset? Get up, get up. Go to Vrindavan, and there place the feet of Rupa and Sanatan on your head. Go. You left your brother for me. I am very pleased with you. A real brother is one who can give bhakti, a father who can give bhakti. A father is one who can give instructions regarding bhakti, and a mother is one who can inspire Krishna bhakti. Your dear brother insulted me a little, and for that you left him forever. I am very pleased. Go to Vrindavan. There you will receive darshan of Govinda, Madan Mohan and Gopinath. You will receive the mercy of Rupa and Sanatan, also the mercy of Vrindavan Dham itself. Go. So Kaviraj Goswami has written, all I did was leave my brother, and for that Nityananda Prabhu gave me such immense mercy. By that mercy I have obtained darshan of Vrindavan Dham. What kind of darshan did he obtain? Like ours. This is the kind of darshan he received. He saw Krishna taking the cows out to graze, the gopis looking for Krishna with thirsty eyes, and the Leela of Sri Radha and Krishna. And what is the meaning of the mercy of Rupa and Sanatan? By Sanatan's mercy, Kaviraj Goswami obtains Sambandha Gyan and scriptural knowledge. But even when one possesses this knowledge, there still may not be ras. By the mercy of Rupa Goswami, he obtained the knowledge of rasa. And then he could compose such books as Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita and Govinda Lilamrita, wherein so much rasa is described. He said that Shri Gaura Govinda Lila Sunite Galaya Shila. Kaviraj Goswami has written these two books. Chaitanya Charitamrita, this is all description of Gaur Lila, and then Govinda Lila, this Govinda Lila Mrita. Hearing that, Galaya Shila, even stones will melt. There's so much beautiful katha there. The mercy of Rupa Goswami has made all this possible. In this world, even an animal will remain indebted for its entire life to someone who removes a thorn from it. In the same way, we are indebted to our Gurudev and Vaishnavas. How can we be ungrateful to those who have tried to remove the thorn of material attachment from us and have tried to entice us to drink bhakti ras? Towards such Gurus and Vaishnavas, we should always be grateful. If on one day Gurudev is a little harsh with us, and in 1 minute we become ungrateful, thinking, oh, he no longer has affection for me, what ill fortune that is. We will always remain indebted to Gurudev and the Vaishnavas, and we can never repay this debt. Kaviraj Goswami has described in Chaitanya Charitamrita that Naiva Payanta Napachitim Kavayasthavesha Brahmayo Shapikra Riddha Mudas Varanta Antar Bahisthanupitam Ashubam Vidunvan Acharya Chaita Sakatam Swagatam Vyanaktim. That even if I had the lifespan of Sri Brahma, and with that lifespan, with eloquent poetry, I tried to glorify Sri Guru, repay my debt somehow, I would be unsuccessful. For Sri Guru, for the Supreme Lord has manifested as in two forms, internally and externally. Acharya Chaita Savapusha Swagatam Yanaktim. Antar Bahisthanupitam Ashubam Vidumvan. He is the Acharya or the Guru, Sri Guru, as the Mahanta Swarup, as the his external form. And he is also guiding me within as Chaitya Guru, internally. Because in these two ways he is eternally guiding me, I am indebted to him. Kaviraj Goswami has prayed like this. So, we can never repay this debt. Therefore, one should always one is eternally grateful, indebted to Guru and Vaishnava. If one doesn't understand this statement of Krishna's Kaviraj, then this is his great misfortune. But one who understands this will never forget his indebtedness for his whole life. Even upon dying, he won't forget it. And then again in his next birth, he will remember. This gratitude is one of the main qualities of Bhagavan himself. Although Nityananda Prabhu is Bhagavan himself, he becomes indebted to someone in the same way as Krishna becomes indebted to the gopis. He said that, Dekla Chaksha Jal, Gaur Bole Nitaiden, Sakala Sambal. Just chant Gaur one time, Nityananda Prabhu will come. With tears in your eyes, Nityananda Prabhu will come running to support that person. Nityananda Prabhu said, anyone who chants Gaur even once, then I make a vow, I make a promise that I will come and deliver that jiva from this cycle of birth and death. As many births that it requires, I will come again and again to deliver him. Such is the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu. Krishna became indebted to the gopis. Naparayam nirabadya samyujam sasaru kritya vibudashu yapiva yama bhajan durjarageha shinkala samrishya tattva patiyatu sadhuna. Even within a long lifetime like that of the demigod, I would be unable to repay you, because you have left all your homes and families to serve me. Therefore, please let your own glorious deeds be your compensation. Similarly, Nityananda Prabhu says, he has broken out of the shackles of material attachment and come to engage in my service. He doesn't care at all for worldly life. Can I ever leave those who have left their family, money and property to take up bhajan? I will never be able to. Kaviraj Goswami has also written, Sankarshana Karana Toya Shayim, Garbara Shayi Chapayopti Shayim, Sheshascha Yas Angsa Kalasa Nitya, Nandakya Rama Sharanam Mamastu. May Shri Nityananda Prabhu be my shelter. Sankarshan, Sheshnag, Karana Dokashayi Vishnu, Garbhodakashayi Vishnu, and Shirodakashayi Vishnu are his plenary portions, and the portions of his plenary portions. In Vaikuntha there are many different sections on the same level, and other sections that are on higher levels. Incarnations such as Nrsimha, Kalki and Vaman are on the same level in Vaikuntha Dham. They share the same floor, but have their own special chambers. The lowest point is the Viraj, that is the causal ocean. Then above that is Siddha Loka. That is what? That is Brahma Jyoti, which is known as the outside part of Vaikuntha. Those enemies that are killed by Bhagavan are awarded that destination. Siddha Loka is also for those who chant Aham Brahmasmi, thinking that the jiva ultimately merges into Brahman. But the jivas cannot lose their individuality. That they ultimately become one is such a lie. Yes, they meet together, such as devotees meet together and share Harikatha. As Krishna comes together with the gopis, Gopas, Yashoda and Nanda Baba, and as Ramachandra comes together with Hanuman, this meeting and coming together is done. But meeting and becoming one, nowhere can such an example be found. Even when Agasur's Atma, Shishupal's Atma, they entered into Krishna, all those Atmas, where did they go? They went directly to Siddha Loka. They were transported there, to this place. So the jiva never becomes Brahman. Many renowned pundits and scholars hold this theory, and thousands of people will come to hear their lectures. They say that there is nothing equal to Krishna Bhakti, and that the Bhakti of the gopis is the best of all. And that anyone who attains devotion like that of the gopis becomes one with Brahman. This type of Harikatha is completely useless. They are deceiving people, and therefore we should not attend any functions where they say that we will become one with Radha and Krishna. Above Siddha Loka is Sadashiv Loka, and above that is Narayan Dham, where the liberated four-armed devotees reside. Salokya, Samipya, Sarupya and Sharsti, the devotees there possess these four kinds of liberation and remain near to Narayan, serving him in Aishwarya Bhav, the mood of opulence. Nearby are millions of special chambers in them, and in them are Varaha, Nrsimha, Kalki and all other incarnations. When there is a necessity, they come to this world. Otherwise, they remain there all of the time, accepting service from their devotees. Above that is the world of Ramachandra, and above that is the world of Krishna, which is known as Golok. In calling this Golok, there may be some confusion, so I will try to clarify it a little bit. When Indra was performing the Abhishek of Krishna, he brought Surabhi there. So the residence of Surabhi is Golok, isn't it? But don't think that Indra brought her from Golok Vrindavan. In this Brahmanda and in each and every Brahmanda there is Harilok, the residence of Kshirodakashaya Vishnu. The demigods cannot directly have Vishnu's darshan, but sometimes in his meditation Brahma receives his darshan and attains the power to create and the strength to protect the world. In this way each Brahmanda has its own Golok. This is also called Surabhi-lok or Shweta-dvip. So Kshirodakashaya Vishnu, he is residing where? On the Milky Ocean. The Milk Ocean. He resides there on the banks of that Milk Ocean. He is on his own island, his own place. That is known as Shweta-dvip. And therefore the demigods, when they come to pray, they don't pray to Mahavishnu, they don't pray to Garbhodakashaya Vishnu, but they come to pray to Kshirodakashaya Vishnu. And Kshirodakashaya Vishnu, he, through an aerial voice, he responds to them. That place is also known as Surabhi Lokam. So Indra can travel up to there, and he brought Surabhi from there, saying, "You are Go Mata, so please pray to Krishna for me." Therefore, this Golok and Golok Vrindavan are not one and the same. Similarly, the Navadvip Dham that is situated in the spiritual world is also known as Shweta-dvip. But it is separate from the Shweta-dvip included within this Brahmanda where Kshirodakashaya Vishnu resides. Don't confuse the Shweta-dvip inside the Brahmanda and the eternal Shweta-dvip. The eternal Shweta-dvip is a Prakosht, a non-different manifestation of Shri Navadvip Dham. Whereas the Shweta-dvip that is in this world is Kshirodakashaya Vishnu's abode. The lower section of Golok Dham below Dwarka is where the Swakya Bhav, where there is Swakya Bhav. That is called Golok, simply as Golok. And then That place, Braj Mandal, eternal Braj Mandal is known as Golok Vrindavan. There's this difference between Golok and Golok Vrindavan. When we say Golok, it refers to that Prakosh, that dimension of the spiritual world where Radha Krishna are eternally married. Whereas Golok Vrindavan is where they are eternally separate for the sake of pastimes. And then they meet, the gopis arrange their meetings. And there Parakya Ras is present. Pastimes of Radha Krishna take place there, but there Radha Krishna are like extensions of Lakshmi Narayan in the mood of opulence. That is Golok. This is the destination of those who perform Archana of Radha Krishna by Vaidhi Bhakti. Those who perform Archana of Radha Krishna by Vaidhi Bhakti combined with Raganuga sentiments go either to Mathura or Dwaraka. And those who have greed and fully follow Raganuga in his pure form go to Golok Vrindavan. That realm is in the shape of a lotus flower, and the center of that lotus is the home of Nanda. Devotees who are fully absorbed in Raganuga Bhakti attain positions there in the pastimes of Krishna, either accompanying Krishna as he takes the cows out to graze or as friends of Radhika. This is the highest attainment. There Krishna is known as Vrindavan Bihari, Govinda, Shyamasundar and Gopinath, and his first extension is Baladev. Krishna's stick and peacock feather in Krishna's crown, all the Krishna's paraphernalia, the gopis' paraphernalia, Vrindavan Dham, all of these are manifest by Sandhini Shakti, and the embodiment of that potency is Baladev Prabhu. The embodiment of Hladini Shakti is Radhika, and Krishna is the possessor of Chit Shakti. These three together are Sat Chit Ananda, the complete form of Krishna. Neither Radhika nor Baladev are separate from him, together they are one. From Baladev Prabhu alone, all the eternally perfected devotees of Krishna are manifest. When Krishna goes to Dwaraka, he becomes Vasudev, the son of Vasudev. And in Dwaraka, Baladev also feels that he is the son of Devaki. But in his original identity, he is the son of Rohini, and ultimately Nanda Baba is Baladev's father. Not that anyone can actually be the father of Baladev, as there are fathers and sons in this world. But Nanda Baba has the identity of being his father. Nanda Baba has the strongest identity of being the father of both Krishna and Baladev, ordinary. Of Krishna and Baladev. Ordinary worldly scholars cannot accept this point. Because they have no sambandha with Baladev, these scholars. That's why they cannot understand. But that Baladev accepts Nanda Baba to be his father, and Nanda Baba accepts Baladev to be his son. They cannot understand that in Nanda Baba and Baladev are eternally, they are always in each other's company. They cannot understand that in whomever the identity of being Krishna's father is the most intense, that person is ultimately considered to be his father. Mostly they propound that Krishna is the son of Vasudeva, and a very few of them accept that he is really Nanda. Thus Baladev Prabhu is the Vaibhav Prakash of Krishna, and he renders service to Krishna all the time. There are four kinds of expansions: Prabhav Prakash, Prabhav Vilas, Vaibhav Prakash and Vaibhav Vilas. You have Swayam Roop, that is Krishna's original form. Prabhav Prakash means an identical form of that Swayam Roop. It means you cannot see any distinction, any difference. The example is Krishna during the Ras Leela. He manifested himself in unlimited forms. Or Krishna while he is eating, performing this Yamuna Pulina, Vilas, pastimes on the bank of the Yamuna, eating with his sakas. That is Prabhav Prakash. Then Vaibhav Prakash, or Prabhav Vilas, means Krishna, everything is the same, but there's some small differences there. That Prabhav Vilas is like Krishna when he goes to Dwaraka. He leaves his flute, he leaves his pilapitambar, he takes the attire of a king. Sometimes he manifests 4 arms even. But he's Krishna. He's the same person. You can see he looks exactly the same, everything. But sometimes there's a little slight difference. That is Prabhav Vilas. Then you have Vaibhav Prakash. Vaibhav Prakash means it's a distinct form of Krishna. It has some distinctive qualities. And this is Baladev. Krishna is black, but Baladev is white. But they look very similar. This is called the Vaibhav Prakash manifestation. Then the Vaibhav Vilas means completely distinct. There is really a reality, there is no similarity. This is like Matsya, Kurma, Nrsimha, Varaha. Completely different from Krishna. So service to Krishna is his everything. Whether it is in Vrindavan, Mathura, Dwaraka. When they go to Mathura and Dwaraka, taking on different forms, they become the first Chaturvyuha. Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyumna and Aniruddha. Then there is second Chaturvyuha, and from the root Sankarshan comes Mahasankarshan. From Mahasankarshan comes Karanadakashai Vishnu. From Karanadakashai Vishnu comes Garbhadashai Vishnu. From Garbhadashai Vishnu comes Kshiradakashai Vishnu. Kshiradakashai Vishnu then expands into countless forms as the witness in the hearts of all living beings, Paramatma. In our hearts, as the witness, is that very Baladev in his Vyasti expansion as the Antaryami, Kshiradakashai. Kshir means milk, and just as our mother nourishes us by feeding us milk, he also sustains and nurtures us. Near Kshiradakashai Vishnu are Brahma and Shankar, and by his desire and power, creation and destruction of the material universes take place. As Sheshnag, he has millions and millions of heads, and is holding millions and millions of universes on his head, as if they are mustard seeds, while also taking the form of the beds on which all of the three Purusha avatars lie. So there are different Sheshnags. There's the Ananta Shesh, who is holding all the universes on his heads. Then you have the Sheshnag that is actually the bed of Garbhadakashai Vishnu and Kshiradakashai Vishnu. Then there's also a Sheshnag which is also holding up the Prithvi, the earth. So there's different expansion of Sheshnag. These are all manifestations of Baladev. These are the 6 kinds of expansions of Baladev Prabhu. From his original form in Vrindavan comes the root Sankarshan in Mathura, and then Dwaraka, then Mahasankarshan in Vaikuntha, then Karanadakashai Vishnu, Garbhadakashai Vishnu, Kshiradakashai Vishnu, and finally Shesh. One who knows these deep truths will never again have to enter the cycle of birth and death. The Purush avatar is called Purush because he is related to the creation of the material world. He comes into contact with Maya indirectly for the purpose of creation and management, but he finds himself separate from it. Yes, he is inside all souls, but at the same time he is within no one. He does everything and he aspires others to do everything, but simultaneously he does nothing. Therefore he is called Purush avatar. From this Purush avatar comes the Manvantar avatars, Yuga avatars, and so many other incarnations. They come from Karanadakashai Vishnu or from Garbhadakashai Vishnu, who can also be called Avatari, meaning that from that form from avatars come forth. When Krishna comes to the world in any of his forms, then in the form of the Dham, an eternal associate, Baladev Prabhu will certainly come also. Before Krishna descends to perform pastimes in Vrindavan, Baladev enters into the heart of Devaki and is present in her womb in the form of Sankarshan. Then Krishna himself can manifest. Therefore Baladev comes first in the form of the Dham and serves Krishna in that way. If someone says that Krishna is an incarnation of Karanadakashai, if someone else says that he is an incarnation of Garbhadakashai, it will cause unnecessary confusion. In some places you will find some such descriptions, or sometimes Krishna is described as being born from the hair of Nara Narayan, Kesha Avatar, an incarnation of Nara and Narayan. We may find such statements, but actually, Ete Cham Sakala Pumsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Krishna is Swayam Bhagavan. When it is said that Krishna himself is an incarnation, it is simply like an old lady who gives a blessing to the Prime Minister by saying, "My son, may you one day become the police commissioner." Why she doesn't know? This is the Prime Minister. Say, "Oh yes, one day, oh son, yes, you may become police commissioner." But he's already in the highest position, the Prime Minister. So by saying that Krishna is the incarnation of Vishnu, this is like similar. Where is Vishnu? Where is Krishna? Vishnu is only the incarnation of the expansion of the expansion of the expansion of Krishna. Similarly, the lady, in her understanding what is the highest, that is the highest post of all. The lady has said this with love, but she doesn't understand which position is higher. Similarly, some say that Krishna is the incarnation of Garbhadakashai or Kshiradakashai, Vishnu. When Ram descended, Baladev came as Lakshman. Ram's pastimes are so full of separation and self-sacrifice that they make everyone cry. For apparently no reason he deserted Sita Devi, not only once but twice. Lakshman had not wanted Ram to go to the forest, and therefore while they were exiled, he said to Ram, I no longer consider Maharaj Dasarath to be our father. Being excessively lusty, he is controlled by a woman, and in his old age his intelligence has diminished. I should kill him. Look, someone is coming. If it is Bharat, I will kill him also. Bharat was coming to appease Ram, but when Lakshman climbed up a tree and saw the armies, he became very angry. Taking his bow and arrow, he started towards them. Where are you going? Ram asked. With whom will you fight? Maharaj knows.
What are you reading?
Again, Gurudev's lecture from Bandhav. I was thinking if you come in the morning that you could have read, but
Actually, I don't know. I asked what's the program, but I just thought we were bathing at 7 or 7:30 or something.
Oh. Lakshman said, Bharat has come with great pride. He wants to remove you, so there will be no obstacle to him becoming the king. Therefore I am going now, and with one arrow I will finish them all. But Ram was thinking that there was a misunderstanding, so he told Lakshman a story. Once there was a woman who raised a mongoose for the purpose of protecting her household from snakes. Each day she put her children to sleep on the bed, and placing the mongoose nearby, went out. One day while she was out, a snake came desiring to bite the children. The mongoose had a great fight with the snake, and with great difficulty the mongoose killed it and protected the children. Then, being pleased with itself, the mongoose was waiting outside the house for its mistress, and there was still some blood on its mouth from the fight. The woman returned, and the mongoose went before her, saying, Coo, coo, coo. The woman said, Where has this blood come from? You attacked the children and harmed them. Hastily she picked up a stick and killed the mongoose. Then she went inside the house and saw the children playing. The dead snake was lying nearby. Realizing her mistake, she lamented. So Ram said to Lakshman, your condition is exactly like this. First wait and see, let Bharat come. Even the earth herself can be selfish, but Bharat can never be selfish. Nowhere in the world is there any emblem of love like Bharat, so let him come. When Bharat came, he fell at the feet of Ram and began to appease him. Seeing him offer pranam to Ram, Lakshman realized his mistake. When Bharat was leaving, Lakshman approached him alone and fell at his feet. And Bharat lifted him up and embraced him. Lakshman said, I am a great offender at your feet. I have not been able to be affectionate to you, to love you. And he began weeping bitterly. Another time during the period when they were living in the forest, Ram ordered Lakshman to bring wood when Sita desired to enter the fire. Lakshman became very angry. But Ram said, service rendered in the forest is the highest. You are always a servant. Lakshman accepted the order of Ram but thought, I am making a mistake following his order. So he brought wood and Sita Devi entered the fire. Of course, this was a pretext by which the real Sita came out and the false Sita disappeared. But still in the end, Lakshman took a vow that I will not come again as your younger brother, but only as your older brother. Then things will be different, and you will not be able to treat me like this. Therefore, in the pastimes of Krishna, he came as Baladev, and in the pastimes of Mahaprabhu, he came as Nityananda Prabhu, the older brother both times. So many pastimes can be performed only as an older brother, which from the position of a younger brother would not be possible. If Nitai was not present, then so many of Mahaprabhu's pastimes would remain hidden. He was Mahaprabhu's servant, his brother and his guru also. How was he Mahaprabhu's guru? Mahaprabhu's guru was Ishwarapuri. The guru of Ishwarapuri was Madhavendra Puri, and the guru of Madhavendra Puri was Lakshmipati Tirtha. Nityananda Prabhu was also a disciple of Lakshmipati Tirtha. But because his guru departed from this world when he was at a young age, Nityananda Prabhu received nearly all of his instruction from Madhavendra Puri. He said the next day that when Lakshmipati initiated Nityananda Prabhu, he departed from this world. Nityananda Prabhu, when he was doing his South India tour, I think around that time, or near the end of that tour, then he met with Lakshmipati Tirtha. All night they performed Kirtan and discussed Harikatha and everything. Lakshmipati Tirtha initiated Nityananda Prabhu. Then the next day, then Lakshmipati Tirtha left from this world. Whoever gives instruction on bhakti is the representative of Bhagavan. And therefore Nitai always considered Madhavendra Puri to be his primary guru. In Chaitanya Bhagavat, that meeting of Nityananda and Madhavendra Puri has been described. They were embracing, rolling on the ground, weeping, laughing, speaking Harikatha, so many days. And all the other disciples of Madhavendra Puri, they were astonished. Who is this personality? They had never seen their Gurudev acting like this. Why Nityananda? Nityananda Puri is the embodiment of Ananda. Madhavendra Puri was experiencing that Ananda in his association. Madhavendra Puri became his Guru, then Ishvara Puri became his godbrother. And since Nityananda Prabhu was therefore on the level of Mahaprabhu's Guru, Mahaprabhu respected him in that way. Although we see Nitai had three relationships with Mahaprabhu, as a servant, a brother and a Guru, still Nitai always considered himself a servant. When Mahaprabhu was absorbed in Kirtan, generally it was Nitai who protected him. When Mahaprabhu was dancing in his usual way, Nitai would catch him for his own protection. And only when Mahaprabhu became absorbed in Radha Bhav could Nityananda Prabhu not touch him. Nityananda Prabhu would engage in all types of service, always following the order of Mahaprabhu. Especially during the Rath Yatra Prasanga, that time Mahaprabhu would sometimes even manifest. It is described that Mahaprabhu one time he manifested Radharani's Swarup directly. That time Nityananda Prabhu, he was remaining at a distance, far away, offering his pranams. Sometimes Mahaprabhu would be in Radha Bhav, fall on the ground unconscious. That time Nityananda Prabhu would also not go and touch him, not to disturb his moods. Nitai would engage in all types of service, always following the order of Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu told him, please go to Bengal. The Brahmanas there being very proud, don't perform bhajana Bhagavan. Preach something to the Brahman class, but mostly preach to those who are considered fallen in society, because they are not really fallen. Each and every soul has the right to perform Bhagavat Bhajan. Please go. Nitai went there, preached from village to village, and made disciples of everyone. Once Nitai was going along the road with a preaching party when they came across a village where there lived a wealthy landowner named Ramachandra Khan. Nityananda Prabhu entered the man's home and sat down on the altar of the Durga Mandap. Previously in Bengal, the wealthy people could have such mandaps. It is like a separate building. It's open on all sides, it's just the roof. And then there may be a back wall, and then against that back wall they'll have an altar for Durga Devi. That's called the mandap, the Durga Mandap. So canopy is raised for ceremonial purposes, for Chandi or Durga. He was thinking, night is falling, so where can we possibly go now? Tomorrow morning we will continue on our way. Meanwhile, Ramachandra Khan sent one of his servants to speak to Nityananda Prabhu. Sarcastically, the man said, there is not enough space for you here in the house, but we have a Goshala, which is a very pure place due to the presence of cows and cow dung. Saints and sadhus should stay there, so go to the Goshala. In other words, internally he had no respect for Nitai, but he was making like a stupid excuse. Oh, Goshala is very pure, the cows are there, cow dung is there, you can go stay there. Like, being obviously externally he's speaking with a respectful tone, but in reality he's just giving a slap in the face. He's saying, go to the Goshala, stay there. Why the Goshala is where you put the buffaloes and the cows? How can you send a respectful personality there? When Nitai heard this, he became angry and said, yes, you are right. This place is unfit for me. It is fit for cow-killing meat-eaters, Yavanas. Saying this, he left that place. The next day, Muslims attacked and arrested Ramachandra Khan and his entire family. They also killed the cow, cooked the meat and ate it on the very spot. The entire village was destroyed. Nityananda Prabhu actually I think in Chaitanya Charitamrita it says that they actually killed Ramachandra Khan. They killed his wife, family, everything. Completely destroyed. Everything was destroyed.
Threw meat and blood into the well. Whole place was
completely desolated that place. Cow blood, cow meat, everything. Nityananda Prabhu has two aspects, just like a mother lion. To her cubs, the lion is very kind, but to others, she is very dangerous. Similarly, Nityananda Prabhu is supremely merciful to the devotees, and he is the subduer of atheists. Just as Baladev Prabhu holds a plough and a club and killed Vivida gorilla and others who are inimical to Krishna, Nityananda Prabhu subdues the atheists and increases gold prem in devotees. Baladev, he killed Dhenukasur, he killed this Vivida gorilla, he killed this Pralambasur, and then he killed Ramaharshan Sutta. And then after killing Ramaharshan Sutta, the rishis, he said, oh, you have killed a Brahmana. That even though you are Bhagavan, still to teach public, there should be some atonement or some prayaschitta for killing a Brahmana. So then Baladev said, what is that? What do you want me to do? He said, there is one demon who is always harassing us. That demon's name is Balavanta. He's passing stool on our yagya, he's passing urine, spreading so many stuff. If you kill that demon, this will be atonement. Then Baladev went and killed that demon also.
What name is that demon?
Balavanta. Then he killed also Rukma, the brother of Rukmini, because he was making fun of, criticizing Baladev, making fun of him while they were playing chess game and he was cheating. Then Baladev became angry and smashed him. So some demons are killed by Baladev Prabhu himself and some by Krishna. Prabhupada says those demons that each of the different demons represent different anarthas, different obstacles in the life of sadhak. The demons that Krishna killed means that those anarthas can only be removed by Krishna's mercy alone. The demons that Baladev killed are those demons which the sadhak himself will have to make a conscious endeavor to remove them. So that, therefore, like for instance, Pralambasur represents hypocrisy. Unless the sadhak himself acknowledges that he is being hypocritical, then how can he give up that hypocrisy? Even Krishna cannot remove that. The sadhak himself will have to acknowledge that and then pray to Krishna and Baladev, then to Guru, then that anartha can be removed. Dhenukasur is ignorance. That in other words, how can ignorance be removed if the sadhak is not willing to perform bhakti and bhajan? If he is not willing to surrender to Guru, then even Guru and Krishna cannot do anything. So different anarthas are destroyed by the mercy of Baladev, and different Nityananda Prabhu, and different by Krishna himself. That is God's mercy. We should never consider there to be any difference between Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. There is a difference in the body alone. Nitai is the complete Guru Tattva, and wherever there is Guru, he is there. Wherever the activities of Guru are performed, the message of Krishna is given to the jivas, that by bhakti alone, there will be real auspiciousness. This is all manifested by Nityananda Prabhu. Therefore, on this day, we offer pranam unto He who is the most merciful and the complete Guru Tattva. And we pray that He will always be merciful to us. This is Gurudev's lecture on this auspicious day of Nityananda Chaturdashi. So now we'll go and perform Abhishek of Nitai. And then all day there will be program, Kirtan, Harikatha, everything will be running. Gaur Bhimananda Hare Hare Riva Jai Sugurupad Padma Ki Jai